Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of GG. This one's going to be a little difficult for me.
A good video? Yeah, those are difficult.
I brought an old friend, old co-worker. His name's Steve. How are you doing today?
Hey, how's it going?
It's good, man.
Dude, this is a high quality with you got the X's back there. I thought I was watching a PC console debate. I'm watching Sports Center. I see that production value.
But obviously, like I said, it's going to be a little hard today because it's going to be a really big debate, considering the fact that he thinks that...
I don't know if I'm just becoming that guy now, but the fact that you have a wedding band on made me feel like instant camaraderie. And now that that's out of the way, I'm going to make fun of you for your shitty console takes. Sorry, not sorry.
The question is why PC is still the greatest platform to play games on, and why? And obviously, I'm almost 100% against that. So before I even say anything, I'll let Steve go ahead and defend yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, Steve, you go up to bat. You blast some big ones out of the park for us. Sorry. Stick with the first few minutes. I found this debate while looking for videos to respond to, and just it's a weird one. So just stick with it. Let them get their opening arguments out of the way, and then we'll tear them apart.
Okay.
I guess I'll start with the game library. I have every game I've ever purchased on my computer. And what is it? Thousands of dollars worth of games that I don't have to port to a new system. They're just there whenever I want to play them.
Whoever's hosting this, you got to mute your own mic when the other person's talking. Because I hear the echo of his mic through your mic. I heard you clearing your voice like, I thought I was watching Sports Center. Now it feels like I'm watching, what's a low-budget sports show? I don't know, Backyard Baseball. No, I can't even talk shit about Backyard Baseball. Do you remember Backyard Baseball? I fucking love Backyard Baseball.
Okay, well I can do that on console. That's not even an issue. If I, like myself, I'm a collector, so I have all my hard copies. And then if I want anything digital, I can easily get that. Especially now, you have PlayStation Now. You can play all your games. Or with the Xbox Game Pass.
That is such a weird argument. PC man, I forget his name. I think it was Steve. I'm just going to call you Bob and Larry. Console guy is Bob, PC guy is Larry. Because, VeggieTales. But Larry over here says, I like PC because of the game library. Thousands of games, I have every game I've ever bought. Which is true. There's no real generations on the PC. So if you buy a game today, in 10 years, assuming you still have a PC, you can still play that game. Whereas on console, buy a game on PS2, it's kind of a roll of the dice whether or not you can play that game on your PS4, your PS5. Backwards compatibility is just not a priority anymore. So you got to keep your old systems, assuming they don't break. It's just, obviously different services, different games, hard copies, whatever. This one can go either way. But the reason why I stopped it is because Bob here just brought up Game Pass and PS Now to argue against a game library. Like, just think about that for a second. Larry says, I have every game I've ever purchased on my PC. Bob says, oh, I have Game Pass and PS Now. Like, that's not an equivalent argument, even in the slightest.
You can play any game you want, and that's like a small fee.
No, you literally cannot play every game you want. You can only play the games that are on Game Pass. There are games that I have wanted to play that were leaving Game Pass, so I didn't even start. Like, what about that? Like, games that are on Game... I have Game Pass. I think it's a great service. I don't mean to be poo-pooing it at all. I think Game Pass is a fantastic service. But you have to play a game that's on there. And if a game is going to be leaving Game Pass, like, that has pushed me away from playing certain games. I have stopped myself from starting, like, a certain RPG or open world game because I'm just not confident I'm going to get through it by the time it leaves Game Pass. Whereas if I bought the game, I can play it whenever I want.
Yes, you have to. It's a monthly fee, but it's not like it's astronomical. It's cheaper than Netflix, I think.
But it's not every game.
Exactly. Thank you, Larry. Take it away.
No, it's not every game, because they're only going to put the games that are popular. Why would you put games that suck on something like Xbox Game Pass or PlayStation Now?
Well, that certainly hasn't stopped them before. Games that suck are most definitely on Game Pass. Also, nice backtrack. You said 5 seconds ago, oh, you can play any game you want. Then he says, it's not every game. And then he says, well, yeah, of course it's not every game. Why would you put sucky games? Like you're being a little too vitriolic here. You're getting a little too ahead of yourself, and It's not making it look real good. But just to prove my point, why would they put games that suck on Game Pass? Madden 22 is on Game Pass. The stupid fucking Zoo Tycoon reboot is on Game Pass. That game is fucking awful. Just get Planet Zoo instead. Wolfenstein Youngblood and Wolfenstein The New Colossus are both on here. Those games are not good at all. We Happy Few, did they ever fix that, or is that still a piece of shit? Outlast 2, good god, that game is terrible. Paw Patrol Mighty Pups Save Adventure Bay? My point is, there are bad games on Game Pass, and that's not even a bad thing. Variety is not a bad thing. Yeah, no, there are bad games on Game Pass, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with giving the consumer more options, and there's, sometimes you want to play a bad game. And also, who are you to decide what I can and can't want to play? I downloaded Shadow the Hedgehog. I did that. It's on my computer. Leaving your gaming decisions up to a corporation that gets to decide what is and is not good, especially when it's the same corporation that pumps out the same fucking third-person action cinematic nonsense every 3 months. Yeah, no, that's just not smart.
You know that, like, hey, no one's gonna play this game because this game's absolute garbage. I wouldn't want that game.
There's still people that are fans of unpopular games.
I understand you can have a cult following for a bad game.
Do you see how upset he got? Larry makes a perfectly reasonable point. There's always going to be people who like unpopular games. And then Bob just gives this fucking...
There's still people that are fans of unpopular games.
Like, dude, calm down. You brought on a guy to have a debate, and now you're getting, like, heated that he's debating with you.
But there's no need to have all your games if some of your games are just trash. Like, that's how I feel.
There's no need to have all your games if some of your games are trash. Yes, continue telling other people what they should and shouldn't have.
Unless that game is, like, means something to you. Like, I have an old copy of Shaq Fu on the Genesis because when I was a kid, my dad gave me the Genesis. It was for the whole family, really. And we got Shaq Fu because it was cheap. He was like $5, and they were like, all right, cool. And it was the worst fighting game I've ever played.
Yeah, Shaq Fu is nostalgic.
Dope, yeah, it means something to me.
Yeah, just like that. Larry's like, Shaq Fu's dope, though. And Bob's like, yeah. It's almost like bad games are sometimes appealing in ways that they didn't mean to be. And it's almost like if we're going to start restricting people's access to bad games, because that's really what you're arguing here. I don't know if you mean to be arguing it, but that is what you are arguing. Larry is arguing for having your whole library of games, all the games that you've bought. And Bob is saying no, Game Pass and PS Now and big publisher, big distributor Curation, while simultaneously saying Shaq Fu was a good thing to keep.
But that's the only reason I have it. I'm not going to have like a garbage game that I know is trash and has no nostalgic factor. I'm just like, this is stupid.
No one's saying you have to keep the games that you buy. We're just saying what me and Larry are saying is that having direct control over your game library is a lot better than paying for a subscription service that might sometimes have the game you want to play.
But you can't play that on your PlayStation.
That too.
Why would I want to? It's going to look terrible.
What? He says you can't play that on your PlayStation. He says, why would I want to? I don't know. Larry clearly does, though. Why wouldn't you want to have options? You're telling me that if you had access to older games on your current machines, you wouldn't play them? This is the exact kind of mindset that made backwards compatibility such an afterthought. Why would you want to play that old game? It looks bad. Why don't you play this new game when this new game has ironically much simpler and less demanding gameplay than games from the 90s, but it looks really nice. It looks like a movie.
I recently played SimCity 2000 on my computer just for nostalgia reasons.
Old. Wow, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, shut the fuck up. Bob is such a fucking condescending ass. I hate your attitude. I hate it so much.
And it runs just fine. I didn't have to do anything because I already had it installed. I just double click it.
It's because it's still from PC to PC. It's not like it's going from PS4 to Nintendo.
I guess just to clarify, I had to run a DOS emulator to get it to run.
Yeah, DOSBox or whatever.
Yeah, but
yeah, exactly. There's no like big generations on PC. The worst you have to do to get an old PC game to run is run it through an emulator. You can run old PC games on a new PC. You can't run old console games on a new console a lot of the time. That's the point he's making about game libraries, and that's just flying over your over-gelled head.
I didn't have to move anything around. It was, it's all in the same box.
All right, so give me another point as to why you think PC is so much better besides this games library.
You have no... Oh my god. He makes a point. You make a shitty rebuttal. He argues against your... He, clarifies his rebuttal. He's being very calm, by the way. I would not be able to do this. I would not be able to stare down the barrel of this and remain calm. But he makes a point. You make a shitty rebuttal. He very calmly dismantles your rebuttal, and now you're just like, hey, what's another point? What's another one? Give me another one other than this game library. Like, Jesus. Why'd you bring him on? You're not even trying to talk to him.
How much do those controllers cost for console?
God, okay, this one I might agree with you on. Controllers, I just had to buy 2 yesterday because I was getting pissed off the D-pad was dead. Like, when your keyboard is done pushing it, I was like, I gotta get a new one. So they're $60 a pop.
Woo! I haven't bought controllers since I was in high school. I think the last time I bought a controller was when I bought a second controller for the Xbox One when I first got it. I haven't bought a controller since then. There's $60 now? Are you shitting me?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I bought two the other day.
The Pro controllers are over 100, aren't they?
Depending on who. I think the Xbox One is $200. The PlayStation one's $150. They're pretty up there.
That also is insane, but that's also so much worse than it used to be. Remember scuffs? Remember custom controllers for the 360? Remember when, if you used to play a lot of shooters, you would want to get a scuff controller? I never had one because I did this really cool thing called not saving money in high school.
You can get up there with PC peripherals, but, I bought this Logitech G602. It is wireless, but it's got that zero lag wireless technology in it. It was $20.
Exactly. Because not only are PC peripherals just cheaper on net, but there's also just more people making them. There's way more people making them. And that competition is also what's driving the price down even further. I mean, I had to replace my keyboard. I got a new keyboard a few weeks ago. That was the first time I've bought a new keyboard in, I think, about 4 years. And that keyboard that I bought 4 years ago was $50.
Well, like I said, I have to agree with you on that. Because even a keyboard's a keyboard. It's just either with or without all your fancy colors you got now.
No. A keyboard's a keyboard? No. There's different, oh my god. There's different there's different resistance, there's different kinds of keys, there's different levels of resistance to the keys, there's how deep the keys are. There's how loud the keys are, the different material the keys are made out of. And then with the mice, you have different weights of the mice, whether it's wireless or whether it's wired. How many buttons are on the keyboard? How many buttons are on the mouse? Not every keyboard has all the same buttons. Some of them have number pads. Some of them have additional buttons. Some of them have the little kickstands on the back. A keyboard is a keyboard. No. Stop.
I don't want to agree with you because my fans will hate me.
And that right there is the kind of thing I will never do. Oh, I can't agree with you because my fans will hate me. If I ever say anything like this, please come to my house and kick me in the head.
Well, you're right. A keyboard
is $30 for a keyboard, dude.
My keyboard was $180.
You paid $180 for some colors for backlighting. That's ridiculous.
It wasn't just for the backlighting.
Yeah, backlighting, and you got your WASD's got a different color on it.
Oh my god, why are you such a dickhead? You paid $100 for backlighting? It wasn't just for backlighting. Yeah, you just paid a different color. Oh my god, if you're not even trying to understand him, why are you talking to him? Are you guys even still friends after this? Holy fuck. If someone brought me onto a video to do an interview or do a debate like this, and this is how they treated me, honestly, we probably wouldn't be friends anymore. You're kind of an asshole.
I was also an early adopter for this style of mechanical keyboard.
Yes, there you go. Different kinds of mechanical keyboards. You were an early adopter of it. Maybe you submitted. Maybe you like it was a GoFundMe or like a fan or like a like. You get what I'm saying? There's a million different options for keyboards. And yes, there are some really expensive keyboards. There's some really expensive enthusiast keyboards. Just like how there's custom limited edition consoles. They do the same job, but maybe they look nicer. Maybe you like them more. There's custom controllers. You were just talking about elite controllers. Those are like $200. You were just saying how elite controllers are $200, and now you're giving him shit for an $180 early adopter keyboard? Like, what?
Oh, okay. So you were endorsing something.
I paid a premium to have it first, you know.
Oh, so you paid a premium to get the same thing everybody else has with colors.
You are a raging asshole. I almost want to start skipping ahead to get to the rest of the points, because there's still another 10 minutes left of this fucking video. I know for a fact I won't get through this whole thing, because this is unbearable.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, it can do colors.
It's like when someone buys a pair of pants, and they already have holes cut in them, rather than wearing the jeans out themselves. Like, all right, cool, I'll pay extra. But it's a premium price tag.
I have those options. Whereas
I have those options.
Whereas Xbox is what? The standard Xbox controller?
Oh my god, dude, you are such an ass. He's literally talking about options that he has, not even stuff that he has to do, just options that he has. And you're fucking throwing your head back, fake laughing. Like, bro, you're not, that wasn't a real laugh. That was not a real laugh. And if it was a real laugh, holy shit, learn what comedy is, because there was nothing funny about what he said. You are everything that I hate about modern debate and modern argumentation. You're not making any points. You're not dismantling his points. All you're doing is repeating what he says back to him in a shitty tone of voice and acting like that's an argument. You haven't said anything.
And the Pro controller. That's really it. You can't really use anything else. You can't plug in a PlayStation controller. Can't use a Wii Pro controller, you know, or a Switch Pro controller.
Nobody wants to use a Wii controller.
You're locked in. Yeah, I forget the Wii one.
Again, he's saying stuff that you can do on a PC, and you're just like, nobody wants to do that. I literally know people who do. Like, what is with you? Why did you make this?
He said the Wii. So I was like, dude, no one uses a Wii.
Fine. If you remember the Wii U controller, I didn't hate that.
If you played anything besides Wii Sports, the controller sucked. Because the only people who wanted to play was Wii Sports.
The Wii was a good system. I don't know what you're on about. That shit sold however many million units. I'll put it up on the screen because I forget how many and I don't feel like Googling it right now, so I'll Google it during editing. You're telling me this many people bought a Wii and only played Wii Sports? Nobody was playing any of the other exclusives. Nobody was playing Twilight Princess. Nobody was playing Mario Kart Wii. Nobody was using the backwards compatibility for the GameCube, which is what I used it for. Why are you so eager to have a debate if you're not even going to entertain the idea of debate? I don't even think you've let Larry finish a thought this whole video.
Yeah.
Either way, we digress.
Forget the Wii.
Okay. So we had, the game library.
Yeah, and
time for another pivot shift. You don't have an opposing argument. Time for a topic change. This is how debate works.
I can get a keyboard and mouse set for $8, if I need to do something quick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's cheap, and I will agree with you on that. The controllers for consoles are astronomical. If I want to just get a regular mouse or even a keyboard, I will actually agree with you on that one. Well,
thank God we're getting somewhere.
Okay, what's another point then?
Monitor tech is way better than TV tech. So I can have, I'm running right now a 21:9 aspect ratio monitor, and when I'm playing first-person shooters, I just have a wider view than other people have. So on Warzone, I'm wrecking these console plebs because I can see more.
That's funny. Well, if you pay attention on certain games, like what I had, which one is it? I think it might be on Warzone now. You can actually adjust your field of view.
There's no field of view slider on console for Warzone, so you're just wrong. Like, this video is from April of 2020. There was definitely no field of view settings on Warzone back then, and there's still not, which is neither of you guys' fault. How the fuck is there still no field of view slider on that game on console? Like, what the fuck? That's such a balancing oversight.
Yeah, so which is rare for a console game. But I can do that.
Actually need that.
I can do that PC and have a wider screen.
I'm sorry, did you guys both just agree that there's field of view on console for Warzone? Like, did I hear that right?
Yeah, so I don't really need that. If they're starting to adapt PC stuff like that, field of view is a great thing. It's absolutely great. But like, if I can do it now in Warzone, I'm pretty sure they're going to start doing that. Because you can do it on, I think, Fortnite on PC as well.
No, you can't.
Which means that you can now do it on Fortnite on console.
No, you can't.
So...
That's a couple games.
You're getting... Yeah, but that may be a couple of games, but it's getting into territory where it's...
But you're locked to the 16 by 9.
Okay, let's just take a step back here. What Bob is saying is that field of view is starting to become more of a thing on console shooters. While what Larry is saying, and I hate that I have to translate their arguments for them because they're so bad at this. Larry, you're fine. Bob, stop making debate videos forever. I don't know if you made more after this, but you probably shouldn't have. This is terrible. What they're saying, basically, I think, is Bob is saying field of view is becoming more of an option on console games, and that's good. And he's right. Yes, that is good. What Larry is saying is we have more field of view, more universal field of view settings on PC shooters. And in addition to that, we can actually change the aspect ratio of the game and run different kinds of monitors with the game, which is something that console simply does not have at the time that they made this video, or right now. They still don't have that 2 years later after this video was made. That is the basic gist of what's being said. To which I would say this whole back and forth is nearly irrelevant because it can be summed up almost... Also, with this, the way that I pause the video right here, doesn't Larry kind of look like the teacher from Spider-Man? Like, doesn't he look like the... I forget that actor's name. But doesn't he look like that one character from the MCU Spider-Man movies? PC shooters just have more options. PC games just have more options. If you're talking about field of view, if you're talking about aspect ratio, if you're talking about game settings of really any kind, the PC has the advantage. It's not even close, and it never will be. The PC is just a more open platform, and you can do more with your games.
Aspect ratio. You're locked in. You can't change that. You can take the field of view all the way out.
Again, look at listen play that again. Play that again.
Aspect ratio. You're locked in. You can't change that. You can take the field of view all the.
Larry makes a point, and Bob just laughs. I'm about to tap out of this one. This isn't even painful anymore. This one's just infuriating. You are the embodiment of everything wrong with modern internet discourse. Why did you have a debate if you don't want to listen to it? Why did you have a debate with someone with an opposing viewpoint if you're not even going to really try to defend your own viewpoints? You're not even going to try and understand why someone else has different opinions than you. Again, this guy's your friend? You guys are friends? Question mark? I bet you're not anymore. I only made it 7.5 minutes into this 14.5 minute video. I've been recording for, what, a half an hour now? God, this one sucks. This one just sucks. This one just pulled the life right out of me. I'm gonna go get a breakfast baconator. I'm gonna get 2 breakfast baconators. I'm gonna fucking go to the gym. Toodles.